Hi everyone, I'm Lincoln Ashley from Knitteratti Designs. I'm hoping to start a regular podcast, so I just thought that I'd do a welcome video so that you could all learn a little bit about me and maybe put up some questions for the next one if you like. As you can see here, I'm working on a project and I've made a little bit of a boo-boo, so I've forgotten one of my wraps. So I'm just tinking here while I'm talking to you. So I thought perhaps some people would have an interest in that. A little bit about myself. I'm Irish, in case you can't tell from the accent. I have 2 dogs, no kids. I work mostly from home. Well, with the knitting, it kind of allows me to do that, which is great. It means that I get to be at home with my 2 rescue dogs, who, I mean, they're okay now, but when we first got them, they needed the attention. You know, leaving them at home on their own wasn't really going to be fair on them. So yeah, it's just myself and my husband, who I refer to as the enabler, because to be fair, he is. He definitely encourages me when it comes to knitting and crafting in general. I tend to, pick out what I want and I turn around and he's rooting through yarn and going, oh, this is a great colour, I think you should try this. So, yeah, that's pretty much me. As I said, I'm Irish. I'm in the Dublin Kildare area and I definitely welcome knitters who want to visit and meet up for coffee. So if there's any of you out there who are visiting that area, by all means, give me a shout. I'll be putting my contact details at the end of this video. So, yeah, the reason why I'm not on camera is because... No, I'm sorry, I'm just going to pause this. Now, I'm sorry for that interruption. One of my dogs saw a bird and had to let us all know about it. So yeah, as I was saying, the reason why I'm behind the camera, it's partly a privacy thing, because I do like to keep a little bit private. I'm very, very happy to meet people in person, but in terms of having my picture online, I just, at the moment, prefer to not do that. But also, from a lot of the podcasts that I've seen, they're on camera, which is great. I particularly enjoyed the Yarn Hoarder podcast. I think she's fantastic. But I also think it's nice when I can watch somebody crafting at the same time, so that just I can see what they're doing, maybe pick up a new technique. I probably will, as time goes on, start explaining some of the more unusual techniques that I'm doing. As I've said, I'm just tinking here, so you can see that I'm just picking up the stitch behind, pulling it over and pulling the yarn out. So we'll just do that again. But yeah, I do hope to put up some explanation videos on techniques and things like that. What I'm hoping to do in the near future is actually do a series of 3 videos where we all cast on a hat, and I will explain how to make the hat the perfect size for the recipient and how to measure that as you go along. So it's basically going to be a hat recipe, I suppose. And the reason why I'm going to do it in 3 is so that I can show you how to do the cast on and how to make the brim, and then everybody can work on that. Well, everybody who wants to can work on that, and then we'll all be starting the second video at the same point. So it's just trying to include people, I guess, so that we can all work together, and that way anybody who's having any problems can message me, and say at the start of the second video I can discuss any problems that people may have had with the first part, and I can clear that up before we continue, rather than having people going, oh well, I had a problem here and now, she's gone too far ahead and really I wanted to stop and do this. So yeah, I suppose you've noticed from the name Knitteratti Designs, I do design knitwear patterns. It's primarily scarves and shawls at the moment, but I will be adding some hat patterns. And the first hat pattern that I do will lead on from that design. So if you don't like the vanilla version, there will be other options for you. But yeah, I suppose because this is the first one, I don't necessarily have any questions from people, so I figured I'd give you this little anecdote that happened to me during the week. I'm trying to grow my, I don't want to say fan base, but I suppose grow the community that's, that enjoys my podcasts and Instagram posts and things like that. And as part of that, I was using a tool that asked me to put in kind of hashtags that relate to what I do and what have you. And of course, I put in hashtag KAL or Cal, and I couldn't understand the next day. Sorry, my dogs are about to take off. There's somebody outside. Yeah, I couldn't understand why the next day I had a lot of rather racy posts come up in my feed that it was suggesting that I like and that I follow these people, and I couldn't work out what term it was. And I went, the only thing that isn't knitting or crochet or yarn or something like that is Cal. And it turns out, and I don't suggest that you Google this, but it turns out that Cal is actually a term used, I can't remember, is it in Russia or China, as part of the adult entertainment industry. So yeah, if any of you find that you're getting strange Facebook requests from men where, maybe shortly beforehand you'd sent around a post with the hashtag Cal in it, that might be why. So yeah, I was quite shocked to hear that. Well, I suppose, I shouldn't be too shocked. It's not an English speaking reference, but yeah, it certainly explains all of those odd, sorry, just trying to get this picked up properly. Yeah, all of those odd suggestions for following, and also explains some of my followers too. But yeah, I think because this is an introductory video, I'm just going to keep it nice and short, so I'm probably going to wrap it up there. So just to say again that I am Lincoln Ashley from Knitteratti Designs. There we go. Hope you can see that properly. So if you fancy seeing a few more of these, please like and subscribe. You can also find me on Ravelry, Facebook and Instagram. You can see there I have an Etsy shop, and I also have a Craftsy shop. So if you'd like to have a little look at some of my patterns, that'd be great. If you do sign up to follow me on Facebook or Instagram, I often give out a few free patterns whenever I launch a new one. So it could be worth just following me there, and you might get a free pattern out of it at some point. In fact, you probably will. So yeah, that's it. Thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.